Good morning, Agatha.
Oh, hello, Dr. Ormiston. I was early this morning.
Ah, well, we doctors need a constitutional, you know, just taking a wee walk. How's the digging?
Oh, well, I haven't broken through yet. It takes time for an old woman.
Nonsense, you're not old. Anyway, good luck to you.
You heard about this burst water main thing, John?
Yes, sir. It's fouled up half a day's work. It's difficult not to know about it.
I've been thinking about that crashed aeroplane in Scotland. I suppose there's no chance that pilot could have landed before he snuffed it. I mean, put it down anywhere as best he could.
No, sir. The pathology report seems pretty definite.
Clark come up with anything about Werber?
He's talking to Wiesbaden at the moment, but there's been a bit of a hold-up, sir.
Well, they got burst pipes as well. Yeah.
Sir. No known contact with IRA or any political terrorist organization in Ulster or Eire. Record of only one entry during the last 6 years. Well, that's positive enough.
If Werber was on his way to Shannon, as the logged flight plan states, and if there's no terrorist connection, then we can draw one very obvious conclusion.
He was going to get a transatlantic flight to somewhere.
It's the way I see it. And somebody didn't intend him to make it.
Das ist es. Danke, Heinrich. Na, ich werde es nicht vergessen. Tschüss.
8 o'clock, yes.
Excuse, sir.
Tell me, yep. Right, that switchboard cleared now?
It's just finished, sir.
Well?
Wiesbaden ran their computer with the stuff they had on Werber, and some odds and ends I gave them.
That you got from the yard?
I'm afraid not, sir. Security.
Did you have to?
In my estimation, yes, sir.
And?
Erich Werner Werber, alias Otto Vonk, alias Erich Otto Moser.
Moser? It's a Jewish name, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Werber is dark-complexioned, passes a German Jew without many problems. He used the alias in Tel Aviv, 1976. Known as an active member of several terrorist organizations from the late 60s onwards, never much in the forefront, only 3 assassinations to his credit. Retrained in Libya, 1979.
Not under the name Moser, I fancy.
No, sir. Under his latest guise, Adolf Merkel. And that's the basic info we have and everyone else has from the standard Interpol handout. Wiesbaden has the same, word for word.
And what did security give us? Presumably in exchange for what you gave them.
Werber is known to have been living in Paris for the last year and a half, without employment of the usual sort. Then 8 days ago, the Sûreté had a report from one of their snouts that Werber purchased a Skorpion machine pistol and some ammo from a known vendor. They picked up the vendor, Louis Savarin?
He's on record, sir.
But Werber had left his pad and disappeared into the woodwork.
The serial number check, sir. Up till now, ballistics have no trace of this being used on anyone, but the prints on the stock matched those of the dead man, so we must assume that this is the weapon he bought from Savarin.
And what the hell was Werber doing flying over Scotland, apparently on his way to Shannon, with an unused Skorpion and a possible, I stress that, a possible passenger? Weren't there any footprints?
No, sir. It's bog, moss, and heather. There's no prints.
Look, if Werber was poisoned, it was administered at his last port of call, Denmark. They'll receive a British police report as a matter of routine. Then there's a flying accident. Again, it's a local police matter. So far, it's not our concern. I suggest we get back to work.
Right, sir.
be happy with them.
This had better be good. I don't like being dragged back for nothing. I'm supposed to be taking my wife to see James Bond tonight. Learn what this business is all about. Well?
Wiesbaden sent us these pictures over the teleprinter. They were all taken within the last 8 weeks.
Don't tell me he's taken up the fiddle.
Very convenient for carrying a Skorpion, sir.
So, Werner Werber has been seen and photographed in Paris. I take it they are all in Paris. Carrying a violin case. Suspicious, yes, but a crime? Illegal possession, I suppose.
Forgive me, sir, you're missing the point of these pictures. It is the person a few yards in front in all pictures that rings the bell. It is Gabrielle de Faujas.
We all thinking the same thing?
We might be, sir.
I take it that none of us consider it likely that Werner Werber is the terrorist who's been responsible for these attacks on Gabrielle. Yeah, we assume then, in the absence of another alternative, that he's merely keeping her under surveillance for somebody else. Am I right?
Mm. But there is one other possibility.
Which is?
He's acting as a bodyguard. Now look at the pictures. Now, he looks as if he was a bodyguard.
Jean?
Yes, sir?
Get on to my wife. Tell her she'll have to get the milkman to take her to see James Bond tonight. I'm tied up. Right. Let's start. Draft a report of the known facts to date. Send our data, all that we have, to the French. Oh, and prints of the pictures. Jean, get me a line to Paris. Inspector Mesmer, then Henri Santeuil, in that order. Get on to, what's his name? Chief Inspector Glary, Glasgow. Yes. Sketch in what we think, without telling him too much. Don't you mention Gabrielle at all by name.
Right, sir.
Get Inverness to scour the area of that crash again. Check any reports of arrivals in the area on that date or the day after. You know, all hospitals and doctors in the area. Hotels, you know, the usual thing.
Right, sir.
Yes. Ah! Eugène. Leonard Franks. Ça va? Oui? Yes, I would. My French has never been very good. I want to talk about Gabrielle de Faujas.
Agatha?
Gabrielle. Oh, my dear. Oh, I don't know what to say. I'm so glad to see you. I've been so worried about you. But why are you here? No, no, don't tell me now. Come on into the house and tell me all about it. Hmm? Come on. How's it been?
Rough.
Not like the old days?
No, not like the old days. This was different. Nice. Very nice. How long have you been here?
Oh, ever since. I came here in '74 and saw the cottage and liked it, so I bought it.
Did you know about it? I mean, why here?
Oh, I used to come here a lot when I was a child, and I loved it and always remembered it. It's quiet. To the point of imbecility sometimes. Yes, I even went a bit strange myself once. But I've come to terms with it. It's my home.
Agatha, can I stay here for a little while?
Of course you can. You don't need to ask.
I don't want anyone to know where I am.
Do you want to talk about things?
Not today. Tomorrow, perhaps. I just want to rest and sleep and feel safe. You don't know how good that feels.
Oh, it's only Ormiston. He's the local doctor. Would you mind?
Of course not.
Ah, there you are. I thought you'd be in your garden.
No, I was just having a cup of tea with an old friend of mine.
A cup of tea. Splendid. I trust there's one in the pot for me.
Yes, of course. Come along in.
Thank you. Ah.
Dr. Ormiston, this is a very old friend of mine, Madame Testu from Geneva. We were at the same school together once.
Oh, Madame. I hope I'm not intruding, but I wanted to see Miss Kendrick before I got back to my surgery.
Agatha, you've not been ill?
Oh, no. Just a bit overwrought, that's all. Solitude, I expect.
It was a year or so back. Well, no doubt she'll tell you all about it. Ah. Well, Madame, are you staying long?
Oh, a few days, perhaps.
Good, good. Agatha needs a bit of company. It'll cheer her up.
Agatha, you didn't say anything about being ill. Are you sure you want me to stay? I can easily go back to Invelosi.
Don't you dare. I'm perfectly all right. This man is simply touting for custom. Pay no attention to him.
Half-truths are the bane of a policeman's life. People telling you only part of the story because you didn't ask. How the hell can you ask if you don't know what it's all about?
Paris?
Kastrup Airport. When they informed us of the flight plan of that wretched aircraft, they omitted to tell us that it had arrived in Denmark only 1 hour previously to refuel and register a new plan. It had newly arrived from Paris. No passenger was registered, but the bloke that sticks the petrol in the tanks, he says he thinks he saw a woman looking out of one of the cabin windows. What did Glasgow say?
Well, nothing so far. It takes time.
Yes, I know it takes time. The French are checking out the airport now. They're talking to some of Gabrielle's employees. They'll come back to us if they've got anything. Yes. Oh. tea again. Don't we have any chocolate biscuits in this department? I don't like wafers, never did.
You're lucky to have any, sir. 8:15 on a summer evening's not a good time to butter up the catering staff.
I don't think... Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
No, I was going to say, I think there's something odd about this. Something doesn't quite fit. What were you going to say?
More or less the same thing, sir. The woman Gabrielle. Let's just consider her for a moment. Who would want to knock off a lady who simply tries to help the unfortunate of this world?
Correction. I'm not quite so convinced by Saint Gabrielle. I mean, she does a bit for refugees, displaced persons, people on the run. Okay. It's lovely stuff. Joan of Arc with a Band-Aid and all that. But she picks her clients, doesn't she?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's not just come unto me and I will give you rest. Not quite like that. No, it's come unto me if you've been bashing the imperialists, capitalists, establishment figures, anyone establishment.
You've got no grounds for an accusation like that.
Come on, John, it stands out in the dark like a coat of fluorescent paint, red.
Hey, can we get back to the job? We don't have any politics here. The law of the land, that's our manifesto. Is that clear?
Sorry, sir.
Right. We were speculating, and that's not very bright either. Back to square one, by the book. Review what facts we have. Facts, nothing else. For the moment.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but I'm looking for someone. For my sister.
All right.
She was here, staying at the hotel, and she wanted me to meet her. But she has decided to move on. She left me a message to follow, but she did not say where she was going.
All right.
Please, did you sell a ticket to a French woman yesterday, perhaps the day before? About 40, very slim, dark hair.
Well, we might have. I didn't, Ken. I wasn't here.
I see. Only there are not so many people. I thought you might notice.
All right, right. We'll see. Andy! Did we sell a ticket to a French lassie? Dare so go?
We might have. Would she be carrying a wee case and maybe took a dram now and again?
She would have a case, yes, but what is a dram, please?
The whiskey man. The lassie wasn't too steady on her feet, you see. I just mentioned it.
Yes, I think this might be her.
It would have to be. We've had no foreigners up here since the games in July, and they were English.
And this French woman, she bought a ticket?
Oh, she wouldn't get on the train without one. I'm a mite particular about my passengers.
Of course. Would you by any chance remember where she bought the ticket for? I must find her.
Aye, I had to write it out. We have none of the old ones left for Inverlossy.
Inverlossy?
All right, sir. We've been through the facts, and they get us precisely nowhere.
Yeah, I agree with that. All too tenuous. We've got some loose strings. And not even ends, because we don't have any thread of events. Just surmise and guesses.
What did the French have to say?
Oh, they're taking it seriously. Gabrielle's important to them. She's a national celebrity. And they have been concerned about those attempts on her life.
Well, that's point number one in my book. Who is having a go at her, and why?
She could have made some enemies.
What, letting some poor refugee jump the queue? Come on, so that's not good.
All right. She spent 8 years in the Middle East. Different bases, different countries, Arab and Jew. Well, we know they don't like each other all that much. Maybe they resent outside help to the other side.
Possible. Another one?
No,
But enough to pursue a vendetta?
no.
They just lob a couple of Molotovs into a clinic while the fever was hot. Not wait a few years and take a crack at her in Paris. And if they do want to kill her, why kidnap her first?
Yes, that bothers me a bit. Doesn't ring true, does it?
No.
All right, let's try again. Let's start with that plane crash and our friend Mr. Werber. Glasgow says that plane was landed. However crudely, it didn't crash, which it would have without someone helping it down. Forensics are in no doubt that the pilot was dead before it landed. All right. Someone landed that plane. There was a passenger. Castrop says that some mechanic thinks he saw a woman look out of the cabin window. We think that Werber was acting as a bodyguard to Gabrielle. But we don't know why she picked a known terrorist. If she did.
Governor,
I suppose you want a drink, will you?
No, thanks. France has been on the blower again.
Oh, yeah.
They found someone who thinks they saw a woman answering Gabrielle's description, leaving the house courtyard with a bag, alone, at approximately the same time they estimate she left. Got into a car identified as Gabrielle's and drove off.
Yeah, anything else?
Yes, sir. They found the car. It was left at a small private airfield 6 kilometres from Le Bourget. The field checklist shows that a chartered aircraft took off at 15:09 that afternoon. Flight plan gives Copenhagen as the stated destination. The pilot gave his name as Adolf Merkel.
Merkel. We know that one. Did he have a private pilot's license?
The real Adolf Merkel was issued with his license in West Germany, 1976.
Right. Drink up. Let's get back to work.
Thank you.